Gary Moore has done some band hopping in his time, from joining Thin Lizzy in 1973, leaving to join Coliseum to the end of '74, and last summer rejoined Thin Lizzy. It's confusing, isn't it? Where he resides to this day. He's also a solo artist, viz his album Back on the Streets, and he's here with a rather indifferent backing band to play a couple of tracks from it. Gary Moore and Back on the Streets.
was my new single, Back on the Streets. This is a song from the album of the same name. It's called Don't Believe a Word.
Don't believe me if I tell you not a word of this is true. Don't believe me if I tell you, especially if I tell you that I'm in love with you. Don't believe me if I tell you that I wrote this song for you. There might be some other silly pretty girl I'm singing it to. Don't believe a word. The words are only spoken, and our heart is like a promise meant to be broken.
guitar string and Don't Believe a Word, and before that, Back on the Street. Accompanied, I'm sure you noticed, by that up-and-coming young vocalist Phil Lynott, Scott Gorham, also from Thin Lizzy, Cozy Throttle Powell and Don Airey.
It's called Night Games, and this is Graham Bonnet.
Sees a man in a busy street, he's almost incomplete. He takes his pleasure in strange ways. And the lady in the library, she's just like you and me. You wouldn't know her at all. She takes the train up to the great big city. She knocks the door and steps right in.
seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
Spectacular drumming there from Cozy Powell, who's had a great career both as a solo artist and as a drummer with some of the legendary rock groups. Now, Cozy's taking time out from recording a new album with his band Emerson, Lake and Powell to attempt an incredibly difficult drumming record. Now, Cozy, first of all, thanks for coming along.
Pleasure. Nice
And
to be
now,
here.
you're going to try and get a lot of beats into 1 minute, aren't you, actually?
That's right.
How many?
400 I'm going to attempt.
You're going to attempt 400 drumming beats in 1 minute. All right. Now, in case you're thinking that 400 beats in a minute only sounds moderately difficult, get this. Cozy is intending to play each drum beat on a different drum. So that's 400 separate beats on 400 separate drums. Right, what about this? Now, you've never seen them all assembled yet, have you?
I haven't, no. Horrific.
This is the first time that you've seen, so you haven't been able to practice it.
No.
So how do you feel you're going to do?
Well, I'm certainly going to give it a crack. I'll probably end up over there, but the idea is to finish over down the back there.
If you can get the 400, that'll be, well,
Yeah.
that would be fantastic. In fact, the only drumming record that we can track down is 100, and that's by Gene Krupa, the famous jazz
right.
drummer, and that was in 1939, so that's nearly 50 years ago.
That's right.
So that's 100. If you do 200, you'll have doubled that record, and if you do the 400, well, that'll be a
probably be
record that's
dead.
going to be very difficult to beat if you do that one. So, well, we wish you lots and lots of luck.
Thanks,
and
Roy.
you're going to start here, aren't you?
Yep.
You've got your route all mapped out.
I think I know where I'm going.
So with any luck at all, if you do the 400, you're going to finish up down here. And we're going to set the clock on this as well. And you'll be able to watch the clock in the corner of your screens. Now remember, the clock stops at 1 minute, and we'll see how many drums Cozy's managed. And they'll be keeping a careful eye on all the camera monitors up in the control room to make sure that Cozy doesn't miss a drum. All right? So, we're going to count you down from 3,
Right.
and wish you all the luck in the world. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, fantastic. That was brilliant. That was it. 400 drums, 58 seconds. He's a record breaker.
See the man in the busy street, he's almost incomplete. He takes his pleasure in strange ways. And the lady in the library, she's just like you and me. You wouldn't know her at all. She takes a
supergroup. We've done it again this year. We made a phone call to America and called on Cozy Powell, who's currently playing with Rainbow. From Thin Lizzy, we've got Brian Robertson on lead guitar. Chris Spedding, who was on the programme a few weeks ago, he's on bass guitar. AlanPrice agreed to come along as well, and he's on keyboard. And John Miles does the vocals on Johnny Be Good.
Close to New Orleans, we back up in the woods among the evergreens. That stood a log cabin made of birch and wood. Lived a country boy named Johnny Be Good. Never ever learned to read and write so well, but he could play the guitar just like a ringing bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, so go, go, Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, so go, Johnny Be Good. To carry his guitar in a gummy sack, go sit beneath the tree by the railroad track, or dancing in the shed, sitting in the tent. Show me with the rhythm of the drivers playing. People passing by would stop and say, oh now, little, little country boy can play. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, so go, go, Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, so go, oh, Johnny Be Good. Someday you will be a man, and you will be the leader of a big rock band. Man, and people coming from miles around to hear you playing music when the sun goes down. Maybe someday your name will be in lights, sing Johnny Be Good tonight. Go, 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 Johnny, go. 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 Go, go, Johnny. I'll be good tonight.
Marvellous. The first number from the supergroup on Swap Shop, and that was Johnny Be Good. And it's worth thinking that that was not recorded weeks and weeks ago. It was done, in fact, on Thursday in this very, very studio. They all came in at a time when most people simply want to sort of sit about and enjoy the festivities. So thank you indeed to those superstars. And
got anything else?
I'll hang about while everybody else sees our Swap Shop supergroup.
Good idea.
Sweet little 16, she just got the hair about $500,000, a famed autograph, a wallet's filled with pictures. She gets them one by one, she gets so excited. I want you looking around, boy. Oh, baby, please me, I know. It's such a sight to see. Somebody steal the show, yeah. Oh, daddy, daddy, I begging you. This part took mommy, it's all right with you. 'Cause if you're rocking in Bandstand, Philadelphia, give me the heart attack, say, I love a Frisco Bay. All I love is St. Louis, I gotta do all these, yeah. and shooting. But come tomorrow morning, she'll have to change the train and be sweet 16, back in class again. They're really rocking in Boston, Philadelphia, giving the heart attack, saying, I love the Frisco Bay, all over St. Louis, down in New Orleans, all the cats want to dance with sweet little 16.
The Swap Shop supergroup there, and on next week's programme we've got Matt Irvin, model maker extraordinaire, and he'll be talking about the new BBC science programme.
Whitesnake, featuring, of course, the ex-boutique assistant David cover version.
Now, Miss Sally James is about to talk to a pop person.
before she does talk to that pop person, she would like to thank Jeff Arthurs for that sealed not film we saw earlier. Hello, Cosy, and welcome. How are you?
Very well. I'd like to thank Rick Parfitt for lending me his shirt.
Yes, very nice.
Very
yes.
nice of him, I thought.
Very nice. He's like that, though. Generous, isn't he?
La 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 la.
Excuse me.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Hello.
Hello.
With you.
Are you cozy at home?
No.
Are you cozy here?
No.
We're going to look at the clock. The big hand's pointing straight up, so it's something o'clock. Little one's pointing at 5, so it's tea time. Tea, cozy.
Oh,
Tea, cozy. That was fun, wasn't it?
No.
Ish. Thank you.
Yes.
It's time to go now.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That was fun, wasn't it? Through the round window.
As we were saying, starting off his in-depth interview,
Indeed,
it really should be a question of not what have you been doing the last year, but in fact what bands haven't you been playing with would probably be more appropriate.
Well, I haven't been with the Ish. I haven't been with them yet. But the immediate world, it would seem that I'll probably be playing with those tomorrow.
Yes.
And then the day after, I'll probably be doing a few other things with the Flam Flingers.
Yes.
From then on, I'm doing the Sanderson's throat-specific mixture commercial.
But I mean,
and then when I've done the tea, I'll probably have finished doing all the playing.
You probably will, won't you?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you with Schenker, all kinds of different people during the year. I mean, you obviously like to keep moving around rather than being
This tea's
in one.
got something strange in
I
it.
shouldn't drink it,
No, I
Bowie. I
don't.
wouldn't risk
At
it.
last! At last! At last! We've got culture on this programme! There's Mozart at last! We've got cosy fan tutti!
Oh no, this is getting worse. Cozy, with all this different work that you're doing,
Yes,
and you've
yes.
even had time to make solo albums, do you find that all the working with different people helps give you lots of ideas for your solo projects?
Well, they usually make me a bit madder than I initially started off being, but no, I mean, it's great fun working with all the different musicians in a serious moment. The only trouble is I can't fit them all in the daytime. It's like I've got to get them all in the evening and work with certain people one day and a certain person the next day.
Yeah.
So it's all getting really out of hand. So,
But you've got no time for your love of car racing then, I should
no, that's the
imagine.
trouble. I'm trying to do Le Mans next year if I get the chance, possibly with another famous drummer who will be revealed in a couple of weeks' time.
Yes, now let me just ask you, you played Pass the Pie with Robert Plant. There's been a few things in the press
yes.
lately about what are Cozy Powell and Robert doing behind locked doors. You've been chattering away in the corner. What are you two up to? Come on.
Well, actually, as it is Saturday and we are here now and live, but I'd just like to say that this is the world exclusive of something that we've been saving up for a rather long time, and it is Saturday and it is Tiswas.
You're going to tell?
We're gonna... Not yet, I'm afraid, not yet.
Oh, Robert, you spoil sport. You're always promising to come and talk to us and you don't. Never mind. You promise to come back and talk to us and tell all when you can. Oh, look what it says on his chest. Just good friends. There we are. Well, we'll move on with a cartoon. And what have you got written on your front?
Sweetie Pie next.
Sweetie Pie next. That's absolutely right, because it is Sweetie Pie next. Thanks for dropping. Young and moody band, and watch out for one of our guests, Cozy Powell. back to you, Robert. This is your last chance to reveal what you're up to. You're going to tell us your plans.
Yes, I'm... Go on, Rob. I suppose really the time's come to tell you.
Go on.
Well, I'm playing right wing for one of the most fantastic football teams in the Kidderminster League.
Great.
Thank you very much. That's it.
Now, you wanted to say hello to someone, didn't you?
Yes, added congratulations to the Queen's Head Sports and Social Club on the forthcoming season.
And there's a lot of your fans who'd be very disappointed if Phantom...
Oh, yes.
There we are! Robert Plant fans everywhere. Guess must be this side. Up by the ears. Yes.
Yes, here I am.
There. Hello.
Good morning, good morning.
And welcome to Graham Bonnet. And welcome back to England for a while, because you live in LA now, don't you?
I do. I've been living there for about a year now, yeah.
What made you go over there? Was it the sunshine or
It
the
was
work?
the weather.
The weather?
Yes.
I don't blame you.
But I've lost my tan already.
No, you haven't. You're doing all right.
No, it's makeup.
Now, earlier this year, sort of January-ish, you left Rainbow, didn't you?
I did.
How did you get involved with them in the first place?
Well, I had a call from a guy called Roger Glover, who's Rainbow's bass player, and that's what I was doing. And I was doing nothing at the time, very much. This was about, I guess, about 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And they were making an album out in France, and I went out there, did an audition sort of thing, learned all my Rainbow songs that I'd never heard of before, you know, and they gave me the job. That was it, really, just a phone call and said, if you want the job, it's yours.
Now, you left, as I said at the beginning of the year, not totally amicably, I am led to understand. Is that true?
Wow. It's a long story, actually,
Yes.
about, you know, why I left and one thing or another. After Cozy left, sort of things went downhill.
Yeah.
For me, I thought I didn't really like the new drummer.
Yes.
One thing or another. I thought I'd had my go at being in Rainbow, and that was enough. I didn't think I could add any more to the band. And I think it was time for Rainbow to change again, and so they have.
But there were rumours that Richie sort of criticised some of your clothes. And
Oh,
stuff,
of
a bit too
course,
modern,
yeah.
your
Oh,
hair
yeah.
wasn't long enough.
I had, it was the hair, and I had my clothes stolen. All
Really?
kinds of
Oh,
things.
really?
Yeah, so I got my money back, of course. I said, now,
Yes.
listen here, you can't do this. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a big plot to steal my clothes. And one day I went to the trunk, you know, before I was going on
Yes.
stage and said, where's my Beach Boys shirt? You know, it had gone. So I found out later that it was a big thing to get rid of all my stuff and change my image if they could, but I didn't.
Now, of course, since then, happier times, and you've
Aye.
made a solo album, and it's called
I am.
Lineup, and
Yes.
very good title, actually. Tell us some of the lineup of the musicians.
Well,
Amazing.
yes. Well, there's Cozy Powell on there, who's
Again.
yeah, who's on everything.
Yes, absolutely. This is drummer in
there's
the world.
all the
You
names
can't even
here.
remember.
Yes, there's Mickey Moody, who plays all the guitars.
Yeah.
Wonderful person. Gary Twigg, bass player, used to be with Barbara Dixon, probably still is.
Yes.
John Lord, who used to be with Deep Purple.
Yeah.
And I'm on there too.
You're on there too.
Yeah.
We've got some to give away, and also one of these hats. What's the question to win the competition, Graham?
Well, who am I?
Who am I?
No, where was I born, actually?
Where were you born?
And
Yes.
why was I born?
What about also asking what was your very first hit record? Because
but
it was several years ago,
Isn't
wasn't
that
it?
too easy?
No, let's ask them that as a bonus.
Okay, yeah,
A
okay.
bonus thing.
My
Very
first
first
record.
hit record. It was a long time ago. Right.
Sure,
As you're
it was,
here,
yeah.
Graham, I'd like you to help me actually with the. We're working hard on this program. The result of last week's 8s and Over competition. It was based on weapons that are used in the Civil War, and in fact, we asked you to send in drawings of a mortar, a pike, a starboard, and a halberd. Let's have a look at those. There we are. The musket, mortar, halberd, and pike. There we are, and that particular drawing was sent in by Simon Woodward of Harbury in Leamington. Well done to you, special prize. We've got this personal stereo and, in fact, all sorts of Tiswas goodies. And can you name?
Yeah.
Could you please read out the names of the other two winners?
Well, where are they? Where are they?
Here.
These, yes, Vicky Bayliss.
Yes.
And she's from where? Kidderminster,
Yeah,
Worcestershire.
right.
And Mark what's that? Jenkins Struan, or
I always give the-
Struan, or whatever. And he's from Lossiemouth and Morayshire, Scotland.
Right. Thank you, Graham. And I know later on you're going to be taking part in a very special race.
Who is?
You are. Well, we... Thanks for dropping in.
I did.
Here's Graham's current single, and it's called That's the Way That It Is. Yes, I'll explain it.
They're calling me back. They say I ain't got no heart. But that ain't true, babe. And it's tearing me apart, tearing me apart.
quiz. Two teams of would-be funsters from the world of pop pitting their wits against one another. Firstly, we go to Roger Taylor's team. He's captaining one team, and say good evening to Susie Quattro.
Hi, how are you?
And the captain is the drummer man with Queen, Roger Taylor. And sitting next to him, another drummer, both with Rainbow and Graham Bonnet, and also racing driver extraordinaire, Cozy Powell. And they're up against a team of tough cookies, Paul Jones' team, featuring, from Lynx, David Grant. And the captain, thespian, singer with Manfred Mann Blues Band, and in the bath, Paul Jones. And the man who is lucky enough to produce Sheena Easton, Chris Neal. I'll explain the rules as we go because you won't understand them to start with. Round one, and this is an individual round. Susie, we're going to you first. In the first round tonight, I'm going to play you each the introduction only of singles. The other clue you'll get is that all the records got into the top 10. So it's introductions, an individual round to start with. And Susie, for 2 points, here comes yours. Reflections by?
You didn't say I had to have the person.
Oh, I am now.
Diana
I've just
Ross?
changed my mind.
No.
The Supremes, 2 points. Right, David Grant, here comes your introduction. Two points, one for the artist, one for the title.
If I didn't know better, I'd say it was Jet.
By?
Paul McCartney, Wings.
By Wings, yes, you do know better. 2 points. And Roger, as captain of your team, an introduction for you. You've got to watch these corner of the mouth jobs.
No. I thought it was Richie Blackmore for a second, but it's Alice Cooper.
And?
School's Out.
And School's Out, 2 points, yes. Paul Jones, here's a short one for you.
Is it Cilla Black? You're My World.
It is Cilla Black, and You're My World. There's no fooling this lot, is there? Cozy Powell, here's yours. The other one. You just wait and see. They'll get harder, don't worry. Cozy.
Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty.
Baker Street, Jerry Rafferty. Here's the one that might trip somebody up. It's Chris Neal. Ideas?
No.
Oh!
Yes, you do.
Good.
Throw it over.
I'll throw it over for one.
Go on.
I see Tin Soldier, Small Faces.
Tin Soldier, the Small Faces. A bonus point. Right at the end of round one, Paul Jones' team has 4, Roger Taylor's team 7. Into round 2, a round of team questions, so you can confer. First, a piece of film for Paul's team, and I'll ask the questions afterwards.
I'm gonna get 1,000 kicks and kiss 1,000 chicks. So turn me loose. I've got some change in my pocket and I'm raring to go. Taking some chicks to the big
of course, was Cliff in Oh Boy in the days when he was still wearing pyjamas on stage. Been run over by a travelling deck chair. The Shads were still the Drifters then, and a three-part question for your team, Paul. What was his first number one? Anybody know? Cliff's first ever number one.
Move It.
Little conferring tells us it was...
Well, we think it might be Move It. No, it was Apron Strings, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. It was Living Doll, which was on the other side of Apron Strings. And what was his most recent number one?
It's so funny.
It's so funny.
We don't talk anymore.
We don't talk anymore, for 2 points. And finally, here comes the third part, the previous number one to that, which was 11 years before We Don't Talk Anymore. His previous number one, for yet another 2 points.
11 years ago. Is the song written by the Stones? Is this the one?
No, it wasn't written by the Stones at all. I can't... Oh, all right, I'll give you a bonus point if you can tell me what it is.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, congratulations. Right. So, bonus point to Roger's team and 4 points to... No, I lied. 2 points to Paul Jones' team. And Roger's team, here comes yours. Can you identify these people and the bands that originally made them famous? Okay, after much conferring, who were they?
Easy.
Good.
Simon Curtin and the great Paul Rodgers from Free, Mick Ralphs from What the Who, and Boz from King Crimson.
Absolutely right. 6 points. At the end of that round, Paul Jones' team have 6, and Roger Taylor's team have 14. Round 3 is one of our regular ways of testing your knowledge, or not, as the case may be. I'm going to play you 3 versions by different artists of the same song. What I want to know are the names of the artists, and in the right order, for 1 point each. We start with Susie.
I said, hey, 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 yeah. I said, hey, hey, yeah. Well, come on, everybody, take a trip with me. Yeah, down the Mississippi, down to New Orleans.
Three versions of New Orleans. Can you name them in order?
I only think I know the first one. Is it Gary U.S. Band's the first one?
Yes, it is.
And I don't know the second two. I hope they weren't just British, because I wouldn't know them otherwise.
The second one was Neil Diamond.
Oh, I didn't know that
and
one.
the third one was Gillan.
Okay. I should have known the third one, because that's current, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
it is. 1
Sorry
point
about
out of
that.
possible
Okay.
3. David Grant, here come your 3.
If I could, I'd like to be a great big movie star.
Overnight sensation, travel big expensive car.
I would buy you anything your little heart desires.
Stoned in Love with You. 3 versions of. Can you name any of them? In order, one at a time.
Well, the first one that was played was by Johnny Mathis. The second one was by the Stylistic.
Right.
And the third one was by somebody whose name I don't know.
But it was a very long name, and it was Engelbert Humperdinck's name that escaped you. So 2... Sorry, Engelbert. 2 out of 3. Roger Taylor, here come 3 for you. There you go. 3 artists, 1 song. The song was Knock on Wood. Roger, who were the 3?
One of them was Eddie Floyd.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay, who's the first one?
I don't know.
Amy Stewart.
It's not your question.
Oh.
And you didn't get
Stewart.
it. It was Amy Stewart. The second one, in fact, was Otis Redding.
That's what I
Not
said.
We knew that. Hey, we knew that.
And the
We knew
third
it.
one was David Bowie.
For me.
So you get none for that.
Oh, that's not fair.
Paul Jones, here comes your song.
Like singing the blues, 'cause I never thought I'd lose your love, dear. What to be this way?
Well, I never felt more like crying all night, 'cause everything's wrong and nothing ain't right without you. You got me singing the blues.
Okay, could you whistle the answer to that?
I think the first one was Tommy Steele. The second one was Guy Mitchell. And the third one was Dave Edmunds.
3 out of 3. Spot on. Who's turn? Here comes your song. Who were they? The songs, Do You Love Me?
I've got Brian Poole, The Contours. I'm not sure the third one.
I thought you were going to guess The Contours, but one of them wasn't The Contours. In fact, none of them were The Contours. You were right with the first one, Brian Poole and the Tremolos. The second one was Dave Clark and his 5. And the third one was the Hollies, so 1 point for Cozy. Final one on cover versions. And Chris, here comes yours.
If morning's echo says we've sinned, well, it was what I wanted now. And if we're victims of the night, I won't be blinded by the lights. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. Just touch my cheek before you leave me, baby.
Is that a confident smile or a nervous, worried look?
It's always a nervous, worried look. I think the first one was Juice Newton.
Yes, go on.
Second one was P.P. Arnold. And the third one, I think, was Billy Davis.
2 out of 3, because the third one was, in fact, Mary Mason.
Who?
For the next round, I suggest that somebody gets a pencil and the other people just use their mouths, because it's easier that way. It's round 4, and for both teams, you can confer on this one. And there are 11 artists, 1 point available for each one you get right, so get your pencils poised.
Calling occupants of interplanetary, most extraordinary craft.
Don't go around tonight, well, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the right. She's Venus in blue jeans, Mona Lisa with a ponytail. She's got it. Yeah, baby, she's got it. Well, I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, it's your desire.
Yeah, I know every little star, just how sweet I think you are. Why haven't I told you your face
Okay, 11 cosmic connections there, 11 artists. Roger Taylor, how many do you think you've got? Don't read them yet, but how many?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 out of 11, Paul?
Well, we think we might even have, 9.
Okay, let's ask Roger to go first. Can you reel them off, the artists?
We've got Carpenters, Creedence Clearwater. Are you
Keep
not
going,
saying
yes,
anything?
keep
You're
rattling.
Not saying much. Oh. Frank Douglas, Shocking Blue, Blank, Lulu, Fats Domino, or Little Richard, but we prefer Fats Domino. Reg Dwight, Elton John, Billy Fury, Blank, and
made 2
Tornadoes.
records in that, yeah.
Sorry, the Tornadoes at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, tell you how many you got in a moment. Paul?
Yeah, Carpenters, we had Creedence, we had, we thought that one might be Mark Winter.
Okay, you keep going, I'll tell you at the end.
I don't know, we just guessed Jefferson Airplane for that one. We think number 5 was Linda somebody or other. Was it Lovelace? No. Something like that, anyway.
I'm saying nothing.
Number 6 was Lulu. Number 7 was Little Richard, and you should be ashamed of yourself over there.
Right, yeah.
Number 8 was Elton. Number 9 was Twit Conway, wasn't it? Or it could have been Billy Fury. Number 10 was Earth, Wind and Fire, and number 11 was indeed the Tornadoes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Just doing a little addition there. I won't give you the half for Linda somebody, but I will tell you that Roger's team have 7 out of that, and Paul's team have 9.
Who's Linda somebody?
Just so you know who they are, the Carpenters calling occupants of Interplanetary Craft, Bad Moon Rising, Creedence Clearwater, Mark Winter, Venus in Blue Jeans, Shocking Blue and Venus. I Told Every Little Star, the Linda somebody was Linda Scott. Lulu was The Man Who Sold the World, By the Light of the Silvery Moon, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Little Richard, Elton John, Rocket Man, Billy Fury, 1,000 Stars, Earth, Wind and Fire's Jupiter, and the Tornadoes and Telstar. So at the end of that round, it's very close. Paul Jones' team with 22, Roger Taylor's team with 23. Susie, here's one for you. Can you identify this man?
Otis Redding.
Otis Redding. He covered a Beatles song and a Rolling Stones song. Can you name the 2 songs?
Rolling Stone song was Can't Turn You Loose, which... Satisfaction.
Right.
And the Beatles song was...
Ding, da, 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 dee, ding, da, ding. You'd never get it from that, would you? If only it had been in tune, it would have been great.
Supposed to be a DJ. Hey, Chipper. Hey.
2 points, just. All right. David, here's yours. Here's an emotional extract from Kate Bush on her recent concert at Hammersmith Odeon with Wow. Kate Bush, who gained everyone's attention with Wuthering Heights back in '78. For 2 points, what was her follow-up, David?
The Man with the Child in His Eyes.
That's right, yes, 2 points, The Man with the Child in His Eyes. Okay, Roger Taylor, yours next. I'm going to show you a great clip of Jimi Hendrix playing with Mitch Mitchell and Billy Cox. What I want to know is, what were his first top 10 singles, all from 1967? '67, his first 3 top 10 singles.
Hey Joe, back with Stone Free, Purple Haze, and Wind Cries Mary.
Okay, very well done. Yes, you got your points. 2 points. Paul Jones, who's this?
You're so sweet.
You recognise the voice? I thought you were going to say it was you for a minute.
Definitely on a good night. I'll tell you who that is. I don't know who the band is, but the singer is definitely John Baldry.
It is John Baldry.
Is it Alexis Corner's Blues Incorporated?
No, it was a group he had during 1964.
In which case it's Steam Packet. No, it's not Steam Packet, it's...
Before Steam Packet. His backing band had the same name as the track on your first album with Manfred Mann.
The Hoochie Coochie Man.
The Hoochie Coochie Man.
Jeff
Yes, you got
Bradford
your 2 points. Well done.
Thank you.
Cozy, I want you to watch this clip of Elvis Costello and tell me what he's about to sing. Now, he wasn't too sure he was going to sing himself there. What was the song?
I don't want to go to Shepherd's Bush. No.
I don't want to go to... And over to the end of round 5, to Chris Neal. Watch this clip of the Beatles, and then I'm going to ask you a question.
Lost your love. Well, I saw her yesterday. She's thinking of, and she told me what to say. She said she loved you, and you know that can be bad. She loves you, and you know you should be glad. She said you were, she almost lost her mind. Now she said she knows you're not the her kind. She said she loved you, and you know that can be bad. She loves you.
She Loves You as their second number one. What was their first number one?
Please Please Me.
No, it wasn't. Some might say it was, but it technically wasn't. It only got to number 2. Their first number one was From Me to You. Sorry, but it was worth watching anyway, wasn't it? At the end of that round, Paul Jones' team with 26 and Roger Taylor's team with 28. Here's a good one. This one will trip you all up, hopefully. Another individual round. We've taken some lines from well-known songs, and I'd like you to tell me what they are. I'll give you 2 points for each correct answer, and Susie, yours is coming up. All the stars that never were are parking cars and pumping gas.
I'm going to get killed for not knowing this one. I know this song, and I can't think of it. It's an old rock and roll one. 50s.
It is. You're going to kick yourself when you hear this.
I know, hang on. It's Chuck Berry.
And all the stars that never were are parking cars and pumping gas.
Paul Jones chorus over here. Yes, it was Dionne Warwick, You Know the Way to San Jose. But I'm sure they'll get their own back when I ask David Grant this one. Nobody's going to go to school today. She's going to make them stay at home.
They don't like Mondays either.
You've rumbled it.
I don't like Mondays.
By?
The Boomtown Rat.
What a wonderful answer. 2 points. And Roger, this one's for you. North side of my town faces east, and the east side faces south.
The Who substitute.
The Who substitute. Ooh. Paul, this is yours. I'm dying, forever crying to be with you.
Sailing, Rod.
Who can say? I tried to read it badly as well. I achieved it. Rod Stewart, Sailing, 2 points. Cozy, this is yours. More loneliness any man could bear. Rescue me before I fall into despair.
No.
No, it was a number 1 for the Police. A message in a bottle from the Police. And finally, in the lyric round, Chris Neal. Golden days before they end, whisper secrets to the wind. Your baby won't be near you anymore.
It's Roy Orbison.
It is Roy Orbison.
And it's... Your baby. It's over. It's over.
It's over, despite an out-of-tune rendition from Paul Jones. Yes, 2 points. Right at the end of round 6, Roger Taylor's team have 30, Paul Jones' team 32. Now a chance for Roger's team to catch up again. One question to each team, and anyone from the team can answer. Roger, here's a sound clue for your team. Listen and see if you can tell me who it is.
Please let me love you a while. Let me live in the warmth of your smile.
No, the 12-string guitar might give you a bit of a clue.
12-string guitar.
Well, that
Sounds
wasn't
like
12-string
American
guitar.
rubbish to me. It's West Coast, 1968.
4 years out, but the right coast. It was the Byrds, in fact, as the Beefeaters, and Please Let Me Love You from 1964.
like the Byrds.
First thing the Byrds did. So there, no points, and here comes an equally difficult one for Paul Jones' team.
To the crossroads, fell down on my knees. I went down to the crossroads, fell down on my
Okay, points if you can tell me anything about that.
Wrong.
It's Eric Clapton and the Powerhouse.
Yes, with the song?
Crossroads,
Crossroads.
by Robert Johnson. And the singer is Stevie Anglo.
Who is really?
Well, I don't know if we should say, but it's really Stevie Winwood.
Gosh. At the end of that round, Roger Taylor's team 30, Paul Jones' team with 34. This is the one where anyone can win, because it's fingers on the buzzers. Right, away you go. Only buzz if you know the right one. 2 points for right answer, 1 point if I throw it over. Who had a #1 hit with Mony Mony in 1969?
Tommy James and Shondells.
Tommy James Shondells. 2 points. Brotherhood of Man had a #1 with the Eurovision song, Save Your Kisses for Me. What were their other #1s? Susie Quattro.
Angelo.
Angelo and?
I don't know the other one. I don't like him.
Oh. I'll give you 1 point for that. Well, recorded Dylan's Don't Think Twice under the pseudonym Wonder Who, and later had hits with Walk Like a Man, Let's Hang On, Sherry. Chris Neal, who had hit albums with tons of sobs, Fire and Water, and Highway. Yes, Roger Taylor. Free, quite right. Who sang The Taxman's Taken All My Dough and Left Me in My Stately Home? Paul Jones.
Ray Davies.
10-bowl Tudor leader. Eddie Tudor was featured in which rock music movie? Yes, Paul Jones.
Great rock and roll swindle.
The Great Rock and Roll Swindle. 2 points. Who's Kate Robbins' famous cousin? Susie Quattro.
It's not Paul McCartney, is it?
It is Paul McCartney. Yes, 2 points. Well done. That's it. We've ground to a halt. And the final score, Roger Taylor's team, 37. Paul Jones' team, 42. They're friends, really. It's our great thanks to, firstly, commiserate with the losers, Roger Taylor's team, and Susie Quattro. And the captain, still holding his chin up, Roger Taylor. And his chum on the end, Cozy Powell. And we say well done to this week's victors. Firstly, David Grant. Humbling victory, I think. And the captain, Paul Jones. And also Chris Neal. I'm going to leave you with a great clip of Steely Dan doing Reelin' in the Years. Good night.
Well, you wouldn't even know a diamond if you held it in your hand. The things you think are precious, I can't understand. Are you reeling in the years? Stowing away the time? Are you gathering up the tears? Have you had enough of mine? Are you reeling in the years?